On July 24, 2025, the Cambodia-Thailand border erupted into chaos as artillery shells and fighter jets tore through the skies. For 5 days, both armies exchanged fire in the bloodiest clash this border had seen in decades. Cambodian tanks pushed forward while Thai artillery rained destruction across the frontier. The Royal Thai Air Force unleashed American-made F-16s and Swedish Gripen jets in relentless bombing runs. Cambodia claimed that cluster bombs were used, echoing the horrors of wars past. By the time the guns fell silent, hundreds of soldiers were dead and at least 24 civilians had been killed. More than 300,000 people were forced to flee their homes in just a few days. This was no minor skirmish, it was a war fueled by centuries of history. To understand why this conflict erupted, we must go back to the Khmer Empire. At its height in the 13th century, the Khmer Empire dominated mainland Southeast Asia. The empire built magnificent temples, including Angkor Wat and the disputed Preah Vihear Temple along today's border. But by the 15th century, the Khmer Empire collapsed, leaving its lands vulnerable to powerful neighbors. Cambodia was squeezed between Siam to the west and Vietnam to the east, losing territory to both. In 1863, Cambodia sought protection from France, beginning nearly a century of colonial rule. French cartographers drew new borders, often carelessly, using imprecise maps. The 1904 and 1907 treaties between France and Siam created modern borders, but also planted a future time bomb. Different French maps showed the Preah Vihear Temple on different sides of the border. Thailand argued the temple belonged to them, since it sits on a cliff accessible only from their side. Cambodia countered that it was part of their cultural heritage, tied to the Khmer Empire. The disagreement would remain unresolved for decades, waiting for the right spark to ignite. During World War II, Thailand allied with Japan and seized Cambodian territory from the French. But after Japan's defeat, France forced Thailand to return the land in 1946. In 1953, Cambodia gained independence, inheriting the disputed borders drawn by France. By 1959, Cambodia challenged Thailand's occupation of the Preah Vihear Temple at the International Court of Justice. In 1962, the ICJ ruled that the temple belonged to Cambodia. Thailand reluctantly withdrew its soldiers but never accepted the ruling. But soon, Cambodia was engulfed in civil war and Cold War proxy battles. The Khmer Rouge seized power in 1975 and turned Cambodia into a nightmare. In just 4 years, they killed nearly 2 million people through executions, starvation, and forced labor. By 1979, Vietnam invaded, toppled the Khmer Rouge, and occupied Cambodia for a decade. Even after their fall, the Khmer Rouge waged a bloody insurgency from jungle bases near the Thai border. Cold War politics created strange alliances, with the US, China, and Thailand all supporting the Khmer Rouge against Vietnam. By the 1990s, peace agreements finally ended the chaos, and Cambodia slowly rebuilt. But the border dispute with Thailand never disappeared. In 2008, Cambodia applied to make Preah Vihear a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Thailand feared this was a move to strengthen Cambodia's claim to the disputed land around the temple. Soon, Thai and Cambodian soldiers clashed in deadly skirmishes along the frontier. Between 2008 and 2011, dozens of soldiers and civilians were killed in these clashes. Both sides were accused of war crimes, Cambodia of firing rockets into villages, Thailand of using cluster bombs. In 2013, the International Court reaffirmed that the temple and its surrounding land belonged to Cambodia, but Thailand still refused to accept. In Cambodia, one man dominated politics for nearly 4 decades, Hun Sen. By 2023, he stepped aside, passing power to his son Hun Manet, while still controlling politics from the shadows. Across the border in Thailand, another dynasty was rising, the Shinawat family. Thaksin, a billionaire tycoon, became Thailand's first prime minister to complete a full democratic term. But his popularity alarmed the military and monarchy, who overthrew him in a 2006 coup. From exile, Thaksin built a dynasty, with his sister Yingluck becoming prime minister in 2011. By 2024, Thaksin's daughter Paetongtarn Shinawatra also rose to the same office. For years, the Hun family and the Shinawatras were close allies, bound by business and politics. But after 2023, relations soured as both families turned into rivals. A leaked phone call between Hun Sen and Paetongtarn Shinawatra deepened the crisis, shaking Thai politics. In February 2025, Cambodian troops allegedly occupied one of the disputed temples along the border. In May, a Cambodian soldier was killed in a border skirmish, inflaming tensions further. Then, in June, Hun Sen leaked a phone call with Paetongtarn Shinawatra, igniting a political firestorm in Thailand. Accused of treason, she was suspended from office, leaving Thailand's politics in turmoil. On July 24, a Thai soldier stepped on a landmine near the disputed border and lost his leg. Thailand accused Cambodia of planting the mines in violation of international treaties. Within hours, Thailand closed large sections of the border and mobilized its army. On July 25, both sides accused each other of firing first. Artillery duels erupted, echoing across the frontier. The 5-day war between Thailand and Cambodia had begun. Thai fighter jets struck deep into Cambodian territory, bombing strategic sites with precision weapons. Cambodian armor attempted to push forward but was met with devastating Thai artillery fire. Infantry on both sides clashed in brutal close-quarters fighting. By the third day, both armies accused each other of targeting civilian areas. Cambodia claimed schools and cultural sites had been bombed. Thailand accused Cambodia of shelling their villages with rockets. By the fourth day, civilian casualties mounted and thousands more fled the war zone. The Royal Thai Army claimed over 100 Cambodian soldiers were killed in a single battle. Cambodia admitted to losing only 18 soldiers, while Thailand reported 15 of their own killed. By the end of 5 days, the war had left hundreds dead and over 300,000 people displaced. Thailand's military budget is nearly 5 times larger than Cambodia's. The Thai army fields triple the number of active personnel and far more modern vehicles. Thailand's air force includes dozens of F-16s and Gripen fighters. Cambodia, by contrast, has no fighter aircraft at all. Even Cambodia's navy is little more than patrol boats and motorized canoes. Meanwhile, Thailand operates one of the only aircraft carriers in the region. A full-scale war would almost certainly end in a decisive Thai victory. But this conflict risked drawing in superpowers. Thailand is a long-time US ally, while Cambodia leans heavily on China for weapons and support. In 2025, Cambodia even opened a Chinese naval base at Ream, raising fears of a proxy war. As the war raged, both Washington and Beijing pressured the two countries to stop fighting. China offered to mediate, blaming the conflict on colonial-era borders. The United States threatened sanctions unless both sides agreed to talks. ASEAN, led by Malaysia in 2025, stepped in to host emergency negotiations. On July 29, after 5 days of bloodshed, a ceasefire was finally agreed. The guns fell silent, but the dispute itself remained unresolved. Thailand still refuses to recognize the international court's rulings on the temples. Cambodia refuses to negotiate without outside mediators, relying on the ICJ for support. This was the second round of fighting in just 15 years. And if nothing changes, a third war may only be a matter of time. The world may look away, but this border remains one of Southeast Asia's deadliest flashpoints. For Cambodia, it is about heritage and survival. For Thailand, it is about pride and lost territories. For both, it is a conflict written not just on maps, but in memory and blood. And unless history is resolved, the next war may only be a matter of time.